Thursday, May 30th. I'm Dave Morris. Coming up on this edition of The Play, as there are storms in the state, debris and tree limb pickup has started for the storms from last week. We'll look at some business news as there's volatile gas prices. You'll notice that when you go to the gas pumps. But first, state legislators and local businesses are teaming up to bring shelters to Oklahoma schools. Joining me now, Nick Trigakis and Don Mikoy. And fellas, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, sir.
Nick, we'll start with you. How do officials plan to fund shelters in schools?
Well, we had a press conference down at the state capitol today, and the CEO of Apache Corporation, who has already pledged $500,000 to go toward a fund to pay for storm shelters at every school in the state, announced today that he's going to chip in another $500,000 in matching funds. So if the money comes in, it would now jump to $1.5 million in this fund. We had news of another big chunk donated in the name of Plaza Towers Elementary School, and we've had news that now a nonprofit will be formed to sort of oversee this whole thing and make sure the money, once and if it does come in, is used properly and put to good use. So there really appears to be some serious momentum right now for this push that some people said maybe it's too expensive, but there does seem to be a push to get those storm shelters put in at all schools across the state.
And so we're seeing some effort from the private sector. Mm-hmm. And Apache's a business that's been in the state for 50 years. So one other thing, cleanup still underway in the areas impacted by last week's storm, but there's still a lot of debris that needs to be cleared. What are city officials saying about the cleanup? Yeah,
Oklahoma City put out word today. Of course, South Oklahoma City was affected by the big May 20 tornado. That on Monday, residents who have damage, who have debris, can start piling their tree limbs and other debris in bundles at their curbs. And contractors will start coming through on Monday and picking up debris for those Oklahoma City residents. We're checking in on what is happening in Moore. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more debris there, and we hope to be able to let our readers know where we're going to go with that.
Well, one thing they should be aware of, I remember a couple weeks ago I went to the gas pump and I was a little bit surprised that I paid over $4 for a gallon of gas, but now we're seeing the opposite movement.
Yeah, back on May 20th, I think we set the all-time high average gas price in Oklahoma City, just a touch under $4 a gallon. Since that time, the price has fallen about 25 cents a gallon, down to around $3.70, although in some places you can find it even cheaper than that. At the time that the prices went up, our first question was why, and they were telling us there were refinery problems in other parts of the country. Some of our gasoline supply was getting shuttled up there. Apparently those problems have lessened, so we're getting to keep more of our gasoline. But at the same time, cautionary here that we need to be aware of is that gasoline supplies nationwide are down a little bit, and we're just starting this big driving season in the summer. So I can't predict what's going to happen with prices, but if I was going to guess, I would guess they might go back up a little bit.
As we all learned in business school, supply and demand.
Exactly.
All right, fellas, thanks for your time today. These stories and more can be found in tomorrow's editions of the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com.